We're now going live on YouTube. Good morning. The 36th District Court in the state of Michigan is now in session with the Honorable Tenisha Yancey presiding. While court is in session, there will be no talking, sleeping, lying down, no driving, no wearing of any hair garments unless it's for religious purposes only, no chewing of any gum or reading of any material. And you must be properly dressed when a judge asks you to turn on your cameras. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning to all of you. I'm sorry, let me change my camera view. Are we placing Ms. Bryan in the breakout room?
Yes, I'm placing it in. Ms. Bryant and so Ms. Bryant, Mr. Boyd, and Mr. Brown, you guys are going to get your invitations to go into a breakout room. Please remain patient in that breakout room. You will be in there by yourselves until an attorney comes in there to speak with you. You should receive prompts. Go ahead and hit join for me. Mr. Boyd is going to automatically put you in that breakout room, so do not disconnect. All right, they're in there.
Are the parties ready to proceed on the Butler matter?
Ready, Your Honor.
Mr. Butler, if you could turn on your camera on. Sorry. Now calling the people versus Jonathan Rashawn Butler, ticket number Z8083591, one count of operating while intoxicated. Is this a high VAC? Please state your appearance for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. For the record, I'm attorney Aaron Boria. My P number is 73688. Jonathan, if you could unmute yourself and state your name.
Jonathan Butler.
Thank you. Your Honor, as court stated, this is the date and time set for sentencing. I have had a chance to go over the pre-sentence investigation report with my client. Factually, it is accurate. I do want to point out to the court that the blood alcohol level in this case was a 0.08. As the court's obviously aware, that's the lowest it can possibly be to be charged with OWI. It was reduced to impaired driving. The only prior criminal history he had was, I believe it was a marijuana charge from a few years back before marijuana was legal. That was ultimately taken under 7411, I believe. Technically, it's not a conviction, but I know that it is noted on there. When this charge occurred, I believe it happened right around COVID or sometime during COVID, so he was not aware of the charge. But once he did find out about it, when he tried to renew his license through Secretary of State, he turned himself in, hired me, and took care of the case. Part of the reason why I bring that up is because not only did he come in to take care of it as soon as he found out, but in the duration of time that had passed, he had not gotten into any trouble, and there hasn't been any issues for him. He's educated. He has the possibility of getting a job once his license is back. And once the fines and costs are paid on this case, that should release the hold that would allow him to get a license. I've gone over the recommendations with my client. Frankly, for a 0.08, I think that they are a little more than what I would expect. I don't see excessive drinking in here or anything that would indicate that this person has a problem with alcohol. For that reason, I'd ask the court to consider eliminating the AHSE and outpatient requirements. Other than that, I realize that it is still a criminal offense. He does need to be punished. It is expected. I would remind the court, though, that recently with the changes in law, the legislature has encouraged the courts not to put people on probation for this type of offense. I realize it's been kind of a mixed bag between the courts of what they do and don't do with that information. But with that said, I'll leave it there.
Okay. Now, was your client aware that he was not to drink or partake in any other substances while on bond?
So I did mention that to him. I don't have a copy of his bond, and full disclosure, you know, the amount of cases I do, I don't remember the arraignment. I don't doubt that he wasn't told not to use drugs or alcohol, and I do realize he did test positive for marijuana. I did bring that up to him. He told me I didn't realize that was a requirement. He's been pretty forthcoming with me. I don't think he's lying for a lack of better legalese. Maybe he was just being stupid. But I'll leave it at that's all I'm gonna say about that.
And I will give the benefit of the doubt because I know that things move fairly quickly in an arraignment and sometimes you aren't aware. But as I get ready to sentence you today, I do want to make you fully aware that you are not to, and if there is a substance abuse or a substance issue, I need to know now. That way I can place you in drug court so that you're not penalized for something like that. But you would be if we continue on this docket, if there is substance use or alcohol use while you're on probation, you will be penalized. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
All right. And so with that being stated, you would still like to continue on this docket, or would you like to be considered for drug court if there are issues?
From what we discussed, Jonathan, you want to continue on this
Yeah,
docket.
of course, that's what I thought. Yeah, I'm gonna just continue.
Okay. All right. So is there anything that Mr. Butler would like to say, Ms. Gloria?
Your Honor, I would like to apologize to the court for my actions. I recognize how reckless and stupid those actions were, and they will not happen again.
Okay. All right. Give me just one moment because I know there was something that I saw, something else that I saw that I just wanted to address perhaps. Okay. So it was only just, based in assuming that the police report is right. The fact that you have fallen asleep at the yield sign, right? And not only that causes, we're not even talking about the drinking right now. We're talking about your safety, your overall safety, and being in a vehicle, and asleep in a vehicle and unaware and unalert of your surroundings in probably not the greatest neighborhood, right? So just, keep in mind, and I always tell people that it's cheaper because the fines and fees that are going to be assessed and the fines and fees that you're going to pay while on probation, it's cheaper when you come out of this, when you come out on the other side of this, to just catch an Uber anytime you think you're going to have, because that one drink was one drink too many to put you at 0.08, right?
Right. And I also would like to say that was a really long day. I was working a lot that day and it was, it got way too late. I should have been at home, but I do understand.
Understood. So the court will adopt most of the recommendations set forth in the supplementary assessment report, placing you on a term of probation for 12 months. You will complete the victims impact panel. I will adopt the recommendation of your attorney and not order you to the outpatient treatment or the ASHSE. Okay.
Thank you.
Because I don't think that there is a substance abuse problem in this case. I think that, your typical young man who sometimes may partake in both the legal substance of marijuana and legal alcohol, but again, while on probation, you will refrain from doing that, okay?
Okay.
You will take the driver's improvement course and test randomly once a month. If you test randomly for the first 6 months and test, how much are those testing? As opposed to testing for 6 months, I think that I'm going to have you test once every other month. Randomly, every other month, to try to cut down on the costs. But also to make sure that you don't think at the end, after 6 months, that you're off probation, because you're not.
Right.
You must pay all fines, fees, and costs that are gonna be set forth. I will set today your fines and fees set by the court is going to be $250. There's an $100 assessment fee that is still outstanding that's coming from the Department of Probation, and there will be additional fees assessed from the Department of Probation as well while you're on probation.
Okay.
Did I leave anything out? I don't believe I left anything out. There's no need for the vehicle immobilization since you no longer have your driver's license. Please let me know at some point when you do, or Mr. Boyer, if you can let me know when he does get his driver's license back or else.
What I believe the hold is just related to the failure to appear. And my experience is that the clerks will remove that hold once all fines and costs are paid. Mr. Butler, I don't know what your financial situation is. I'm going to guess in total, you're going to owe around $1,200. Is that something you're going to be able to pay anytime soon?
Yes.
Or at least enter into a payment plan, right? I am still not going to assess the vehicle immobilization even once he does start driving, unless there's one of the random drug and alcohol screenings come back positive.
Okay.
Okay. In terms of employment, I did see that you're HVAC. So if you're not able to get your driver's license back immediately, then I am going to order you to start looking for employment that you can do even from home, right?
Yes.
Especially in the wake of COVID, you may discover a love for something that you can do right from your bedroom. But
Okay.
I am ordered to look for employment that you are able to get to, and that's only if you're not able to return to work due to your driver's license not being able to be lifted, or the hold not being able to be lifted immediately.
Okay.
But just be, I do recognize this is probably a one-time mistake. I think that hopefully you've learned from your mistake and that it does not escalate. I tend to tell people that my father was killed by a drunk driver, and I can be the first person to tell you that it changes lives. Like it literally changed the lives of my sister and I and my mother, of course, right? So be careful in the future. And I'm gonna have you come back to me for a review August 21st. August 21st.
21st of
August. Wait, yeah, that's 30 days from now, August 21st.
okay.
Probation we already have his information to give to probation. Unless there's any further questions, you both are free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a very nice day.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I have one question. Will I be able to is there a way for me to get like a copy of all of the information, like far as payments and things like that?
Most likely probation should reach out to you and give you that.
Oh, they
Your
will.
probation-
Okay.
Yeah, and I just sent you an email. If you don't hear from probation within a week, I want you to contact them.
Yep.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I'm very get it done.
I do appreciate it, but I think that we may have I think I've received an email that they're short staffed right now. So let's just give them a little grace and make it 2 weeks.
All right. 2 weeks.
Yep.
All right. Have a great
All
day,
right,
everyone.
good luck, Mr. Butler.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Bye.
Welcome. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
And monthly. I put by monthly instead of monthly.